Good morning. Welcome back. We're just going to do a quick little hike this morning. We're going to do the CPR trail, which is from Cameron Lake up to a lookout on the side of Mount Coakley, basically. Not sure here, but it says this trail was actually built in 1912 by the Canadian Pacific Railway, so that's why it's called the CPR Trail. There used to be a lodge here on Cameron Lake that people would stop off and stay, and then they'd go up this trail for fun, just like we still do today, over 100 years later. So I hope you enjoy this. Yeah, it's just something to do today. So join along as we go up the CPR Trail. So that's where we're heading up to, up there is where the lookout is. So that's about just under 5 kilometers from the start of the trail and just under 1,000 meters up to the top there. And you get a nice view over the Strait of Georgia, back onto Mount Coakley, and then over Cameron Lake. So we're just finishing up this logging road here before we're onto an actual trail. One thing that's nice about this trail, it's got plenty of switchbacks. You got one here. You can see Dar is taking another one right there. So it makes the trail a little bit easier. It takes the steepness out of it. So that's kind of nice. It's actually in really good shape. Coming up here so far. That doesn't mean that can change or can't change. But yeah. So far, so good. So we're about 3.5 kilometers and 419 meters up. There is a Y in the trail here. You come up from down here, continue up going that way. But over here, there's a little trail here that goes into the forest. And this little trail goes to a waterfall. Always worth it. And here we are at the waterfall. Normally in the spring, this is just roaring. Right now it's a bit of a trickle. And it just keeps going on down. So yeah, in the spring it's very pretty in here because it's just roaring off of that cliff there. All right, well, back to the main trail. Keep going up. Getting cliffs on the other side there. The CPR trail. Starting to see Strait of Georgia down there. And Dar's continuing on up the hill. So, yeah. So we're nearing, I guess, the top, or where you crest over to the top. And up here several years ago, we had a huge storm that pretty much knocked the entire forest out. And as you can see, it's pickup sticks here. The trail's kind of cut through it, but this was a mess when this first fell. It was crazy. The trail was basically gone. So a lot of people did a lot of work with chainsaws to reintroduce the trail back through here. So as you can see, we're getting close to the top. But yeah, it's a mess in here. But thankfully people with their chainsaws reintroduced it. All right. So we're at about 586 meters up and 5 kilometers, and we get to a junction right here. It says west side loop, lookout, and east side loop. And this map is actually kind of upside down, but we came here, so we got to here. So you can go around, hike this plateau, come out on a logging road, follow that logging road and get yourself all the way up to the top of Coakley, Mount Coakley that is. And then you can go back down the west side loop to make it a lollipop loop for the CPR trail. So it looks like we're gonna head up the east side loop for now and just see which way we end up going. All right. You can see here how the forest was just blowing over in that storm. The whole top of this ridge just poof, gone. Benefit though is you got a nice clear view over Strait of Georgia. So making my way, following Dar. We'll keep going. And we're at the lookout, the CPR lookout. You can go up the ridge line a little more, get a little better view. Looking across at Wesley Ridge where they're logging the forest fire from last year, or year before. When was that?
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
And then a few years prior to that, there was a forest fire on this side.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, on that one over there, yeah.
So currently they're saying that the Wesley Ridge Trail from the Cameron Lake CPR side is closed, but you can enter it from the the Cathedral Grove side.
So what Dar is saying is a section down here you used to be able to climb and do the Wesley Ridge this way to there, and that's Mount Wesley right there with Mount Horn here. Now you actually have to come up from in here, Cathedral Grove, to climb up into those areas, because obviously they're doing logging right in here.
Oh, that's gonna look different.
Yeah, it's gonna look a lot different, and they're all burnt trees. So looking at this, we were just showing you, you turn around and then you see Mount Coakley, and to the right of Mount Coakley, right in here, is actually the bumps, and that is Mount Arrowsmith. And this ridge line that goes to the right ends up being Russo Ridge. So some of the stuff we've done before, and you can see those videos on the channel. So yeah. So we just got off the lookout, had a nice little view and a break, and then as you saw, there was a sign here, it says lookout to the left and east loop to the right. Well, we're gonna continue on the east loop. We came from down that way, and we're gonna go this way. We're on a bit of a plateau, so it's a little leveler now, so that's kind of nice. It's still gonna be ups and downs, but not straight up. And how's it going for you there, beautiful, back there?
It's going really well, yeah.
Yeah?
It's always a good day when we're hanging out in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, look at this tree. This is kind of cool, the bark on it. It's got rings.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that.
Huh. Squirrel. Anyways, we're gonna keep going up the trail this way and have a peek on this one. So we just walked through an area here which we had a bear huffing at us.
Big cliff over there.
Yeah. So not just once, but twice. So that was kind of interesting. Don't normally have bear encounters at all. I mean, we see the odd bear, but they never make any noise. So yeah, well, we are up a mountain, so I guess so. So we're well onto the plateau here between the CPR trail, I guess, a climb, and Coakley. So right here is Mount Coakley and the Russo Ridge. Yeah, still a little bit of snow up there. You can just make out the repeaters up on the top. So in a previous video, we came up through here, gained the summit of Coakley, and then did the ridge line back down. So if you're interested in that, check out that video. Yeah, we're actually getting really close to a logging road, which is over here, which joins up to the road that goes to, because there used to be a ski hill on here that joins the old base and lodge area of Mount Coakley. So, but we're not going to go up there today. We're just doing, like we said, a lollipop loop. So we're going to go this way into the trees, then come back down around and head down here. And actually down here, like I said, there was an old ski area up here, but prior to that there was a ski area down here which closed in the 70s, mid to late 70s, and then this one here opened up, and then unfortunately that closed in the early 90s. Mount Arrowsmith ski resort. So yeah, just a beautiful area, nice hike today, and we're going to continue on this loop. Alrighty. Yeah, neat pond. Probably got frogs in there too, I'm thinking. Dar hears a frog, she'll be like bushwhacking down there to check it out. It's two things that get Dar: frogs and puppy dogs. You know, you can't get her into a white van with a candy. It's got to be a frog or a puppy dog. So yeah, this is the closest I think we're gonna get to Coakley itself for the peak. Because Dar's got to work this afternoon. So we thought we'd go out for, you know, a nice little 4 or 5 hour hike before she goes to work. So she can be good and tired. She's like the Energizer Bunny. She just keeps going. So there's a little trail over there. That one goes actually to Coakley. Now we're on a little side trail here, which is going to go down the west CPR route. I think Dar just stepped onto it there. But there's Coakley there. Here's a turnoff, I believe. And look, there's a sign. Okay, so there's one here, East Side Loop. And you can see we're right there. Let's get this screen back up. We're right there. East Loop is where we came from. Now if I go over here, there's a post here. Does this post have anything? No, the post doesn't have anything, but the tree does. So now there's the West Side Loop. And literally, if you go this way, you're going to be on the road in about 3 minutes. Which actually you can see it right there, which takes you to Mount Coakley as a full loop, or full ascent of Coakley.
Yeah, which is 22 kilometers.
22 kilometers return and something like 1,800 meters or something like that.
Just in case, you know, there's a fire ban and all the gates are closed.
Yeah, you can actually go up Coakley, and if you're really, you know, ambitious, you can go down to Jewel Lake, or, you know, if you're ambitious and talented, you can go up the bumps and go to the actual top of Aerosmith itself from that access via fireband. So we're gonna go this way, say goodbye to Mount Coakley, and head back down. I mean, we've been hiking for 3 hours now, so it'll probably take us a little less. So let's call it 2 hours to get down, a bit to get home, Dar to have some lunch, and then head off to work. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, or unfortunately for Dar, I have the day off today. Otherwise, we would have probably done a bigger adventure. But, you know, this is good too. It's a beautiful day. It's probably going to get up to 35 degrees in the Alberni Valley today, Celsius. And we beat the heat by starting early. So, yeah. We've done already 961 meters of elevation gain over 8.78 kilometers. So time to reel all that gain back in again and head back down. So here we go. So we're currently on the West Side Trail. This is actually kind of a fun little trail. It's a little bit more cool, damp on this side versus the East Side Trail, but the soil's nice, and there's lots of good sort of pivoting spots off of roots to just kind of make the flow go, so you can get some, I don't know, a good pace going. So, and the forest is quite beautiful in here. So a little bit of interesting Alberni Valley history right here on the west side of the CPR Trail Loop. Right here, overlooking this little valley, this used to be the original Mount Aerosmith ski hill back in the 70s. It closed about 78, I think, 1978. So yeah, back in the last century. You can actually see some of the runs, right? Anyways, down here is where the lodge was, I believe. Then this section here was the bunny hill. And you had a chairlift that actually went up here. And then you have some other runs over here, and then some around and around the back. And then there was like the double black diamond that came off of this side here. It closed, I believe, in 78. I'm actually old enough to have skied on this, so over 50 years ago, skiing on here. And after this closed in 78, they, because of lack of snow, they actually moved it right here, is the top of Coakley. And just below the top of Coakley is where the two T-bars they had there were. So I've also skied that and used to climb from the top T-bar to the top of Coakley with my skis back in the days. That closed in the early mid 90s. Unfortunately, there was just some vandalism. They just couldn't keep up with it. Because it was like owned by about like 4 guys owned it or something. So yeah, so some very cool history from the area. Some of my history, just having fun in the mountains. That's when it all began, with skis on my feet. So very cool, very cool, very cool. Looking down at this. All right, we'll keep going, right?
Yep.
Let's get at her. Back to the trail. Just came across a little creek here along the side. So this, wow, this is very nice. I'm just gonna go down here for a little look. Wow, this is very pretty. Yeah, this is definitely drinkable fresh water in a beautiful forest. Yeah, this is great. Absolutely stunning. Wow. Just came across it. So that's really nice to see. Just off the trail here. Trail's beautiful too though. Look at it. All the berry bushes. Not quite. Blueberries are starting to come out, yeah, so that's good. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful bit of trail here on the west side. So far I kind of like it better than the east. But yeah. Well, we'll keep going. So we're coming back almost full circle on our Lollipop Loop. You got a little helipad right there and a cut block. And then what is this here? You got a sign from Mosaic Natural Disturbance. As you look around this area, you'll see the evidence of significant windstorms that affected Vancouver Island on December 20th, 2018. Wind gusts to speeds of more than 100 kilometers per hour knocked out power to more than 750,000 residents of Vancouver Island, many of the Gulf Islands. Some of the many consecutive days. The windstorm also caused a blowdown and tree breakage you see. Well, I think the one across the way is more of a cut block, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see these trees were 250 to 300 years old at the time of the storm.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, we did show you some of that. It's actually just over there because we are almost back to the beginning of the loop where the whole ridge line was blowing out. So that is what they're talking about there. Yeah, it was a crazy storm. You couldn't even get out of Port Alberni because the road was blocked from trees. So down by Cameron Lake, it kind of just narrowed in there and funneled by, what is it, Englishman River Park?
Yeah.
And Cameron Lake Park there.
Oh, you mean Little Qualicum?
Or Little Qualicum, yeah. Little Qualicum Provincial Park. It funneled through there in Cameron Lake. And there's the bluffs on the other side. That's pretty cool. Actually, I'm just gonna go over here. This is gonna be a little longer clip, I guess, but give you a view of where we're at. So we're gonna be heading down the trails here in a second. Yeah, here's some of that windstorm right here. All this mess is all from that windstorm 2018. But yeah, there's some of the Gulf Islands and Strait of Georgia. Just stunning. You can see here the root ball where it just ripped out of the ground for that windstorm. All of them. Just knocked them over. Right on. Well, let's let's start heading down. And we'll get back to the trailhead. So we made it now back to the full loop. There you can see all the marks on the trees. We took the lookout and east side loop, and now we came back via the west side loop. So there you go, there's the loop. Now we're gonna head back down to this trail, drop about, I don't know, 500 meters to get back to the car. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for another one. That is wrapped up for the CPR trail with the lookout and the east loop and the west loop.
West loop on the way down was pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty. So that was actually really pretty. We're at about 15.5 kilometers with just under 1,000 meters of gain. So just to give you an FYI of what's going on here. Yeah, it was good. It was a beautiful day. Glad we left early because it's starting to get hot now.
And I have to go to work.
And Dar's got to go to work, unfortunately. Yeah, been a good one. Been a good one.
Yeah, it's well worth it.
Well,
like I said, any day in the mountains is a great day.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Peace out for now.